Now let's begin on this sad note where many villagers were feared dead while several others injured as a fighter jet targeting the Lakurawa terrorists group mistakenly bombed two communities in Silame local government area of Sokoto State. The affected communities were Gidansama and Rumtua. According to locals, the incidents occurred around 7 a.m. on Wednesday. A resident noted that the two villages were located close to Surame Forest, identified as another hideout of Lakurawa and bandits. Over 10 villagers were killed and several others sustained varying degrees of injury during the airstrike. And 14 Nigerians have been declared wanted by the international police for offenses ranging from human trafficking, drug trafficking, robbery, cheating, and forgery, amongst others. Information published on the INTERPOL website revealed that the 14 Nigerians were wanted by different countries where they had allegedly committed the crimes. The notices identified the wanted persons as Felix Omorege, Jessica Odosowoman, Uche Ugwe, Jude Uzoma, Chinedu Eze Uwana, Benedict Okoro, Ikechukwu Obidiozo, and Alachi Stanley. Others are Buhari Salif, Timo Nkem, Austin Costa, Okromi Festus, Akarchi Vitus, and Merieze. Katsina State Police Command has foiled kidnap attempts and rescued 10 victims at Kwana Makera along Katsina Magama Jibia Road in Jibia local government area, Katsina State. The command's public relations officer, ASP Abubakar Sadiq, in a chat with newsmen, said the suspects attacked a commercial vehicle and attempted to kidnap the occupants. Upon receiving the distress call, the divisional police officer of Jibia led a team of operatives to the scene and overpowered the suspected bandits in a gun duel. Efforts are ongoing to apprehend the fleeing suspects as the investigation continues. And in the meantime, the Nigeria Police Force says that over 30,300 suspects were arrested for various crimes in 2024, bordering on armed robbery, kidnapping, and murder. The Inspector General of Police made this known during a strategic meeting with senior officers aimed at reviewing the performance of the police in a bid to improving their operations for 2025. Our correspondent, Idong Joseph, has more on this.
It was a significant gathering of senior police officers from across the country to review operations, identify challenges, and discuss ways to improve in the coming year. Highlighting the achievements of the police over the last 12 months, the Inspector General of Police reported significant successes in arrest, recoveries, and the rescue of kidnapped victims.
We arrested 30,213 suspects. For a range of serious offenses, including kidnapping, courtesy, murder, rape, armed robbery, and unlawful possession of firearms. In addition, we recovered 1,984 assorted firearms, 23,250 rounds of ammunition, 1,438 stolen vehicles, and rescued 1,581 kidnapped victims.
The IGP added that over 12 billion naira has been disbursed to provide insurance benefits for police officers throughout the year.
The launch of the Nigerian Police Insurance Company just yesterday aims to improve our officers' insurance and welfare packages. Over 12 billion naira in insurance payouts have been distributed to 4,223 beneficiaries of the Nigerian Police Force Group Life Insurance Scheme.
He stated that despite these achievements, a major setback for the force this year was the misconduct of officers and the spread of false information, which tarnished the force's reputation.
Despite our best efforts to foster trust and confidence with the public, and our strong emphasis on discipline and professionalism, a small number of our officers have unfortunately continued to engage in behavior that damages our reputation. This has been a significant challenge for us in 2024.
As the year comes to a close, the IGP expressed the police commitment to addressing these challenges and exploring innovative solutions to promote transparency and accountability within the force. In Abuja for News Central, I am Idonk Joseph.
The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Kano State Command, has arrested 34 suspects with different quantities of illicit substances in the state. The command's spokesman, Sadiq Muhammad Megatari, disclosed this in a statement issued on Wednesday. Muhammad Megatari said the arrest was made during a raid as part of measures to ensure a safe and drug-free Kano during the Christmas and New Year celebrations. The command successfully recovered a substantial amount of illicit substances such as cannabis sativa, suck and dye, and XL5, among others. Now to Christmas stories. As Nigerians, Christians join their counterparts all over the world for this year's Christmas celebrations, state governors in the country have sent out messages preaching love, peace, and unity among the people. Even as Nigerians grapple with difficult economic realities during these festivities, the governors noted that it is important to come together as a people to celebrate the joy, peace, and hope that the season brings. In his message, the governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, encouraged the people to embrace tolerance, unity, and understanding with our neighbors, no matter our differences. Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State called on Christians to use the opportunity of the festivity to pray for the state and Nigeria and to also spread love among the people. Similarly, Governor Usman Ododo of Kogi State reminded Christians that Christmas is a time to reflect on the boundless love of God. Governor Dwoyediri of Bayelsa State admonished Christians and privileged individuals to reach out to those who do not have to enable them to celebrate. Former Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Betta Edu, is urging citizens to extend love and compassion to the needy and vulnerable. In her Christmas message, Edu emphasized the importance of reigniting the flame of love, as exemplified by Jesus Christ. She called on Nigerians to rededicate themselves to values like love, peace, sacrifice, and tolerance for a peaceful coexistence. Edu also reminded citizens that love is the foundation for a better and peaceful world. She expressed condolences to families who lost loved ones in recent stampedes and prayed for healing and restoration in the new year. Now, many Christians gathered across churches in Lagos to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ in commemoration of Christmas. At Kingsway International Christian Center, KISS, in Lagos, the service became more vibrant with energetic renditions and dance performances. The resident pastor, Femi Fasheo, emphasized the significance of holding onto the name of Jesus Christ, especially during the challenging times in the nation.
I would then say that we are where we are as a nation because we have fallen short of either acknowledging and recognizing the person of Jesus, particularly his divinity, or we're falling short of us adopting his personality. So I think the more that we try to study him, to know him, the more as a nation we will come towards that perfection that can make our nation to become what our nation is supposed to be.
The salvation has come, and we are happy that we have somebody that have come to bless us.
It's tough out there, but God has been good, and we're enjoying his mercies.
Considering the economic situation of the world now, things are going haywire, and only the word of God can keep us strong and give us that hope of a better future.
The Okoaba cattle market in Lagos, one of the largest hubs for livestock trading in the southwest region, has witnessed a slowdown of activities this Christmas season compared to last year. As families and businesses prepare for festive feasts amidst economic hardship, demand for cattle has significantly decreased. Now, News Central's Bettina Nweli reports on this.
I'm live here in Okoaba, Agege, the largest cattle market in Africa. This place is called Abattoir, and a lot of people come from home and abroad to buy cattle from this place. According to sources, 1,000 to 1,500 cattle are slaughtered here every day. But in this festive season, how good or how bad have sales been as a result of the downturn in Nigeria's economy?
The Oko-Oba cattle market in Lagos, a major center for livestock trade, is seeing a notable decline in cattle sales this Christmas season. Despite the festive atmosphere, many traders report a significant drop in sales compared to last year, with the ongoing economic challenges widely regarded as a key factor.
The fact that people are complaining that there's much, the economic of our country is too bad, so we are not making sales compared to last year because people are not patronizing. This cattle that you are seeing here, at last year it was around 400 to 450, but as at today now we are selling at a rate of 600,000 naira.
ẹran wọn gidi gan owó tẹ́ran fi wọ́n látọdún ìdí ọdún tó lọ á tó 200,000 or 150,000 tó fi wọ́n láìpẹ́ ẹran ńlá la fẹ́ rà ní ẹran tá à ń rà ní 800,000 tẹ́lẹ̀ nísìn 1.2 1.3 million naira la ń rà.
Gaskiya an samu bambanci da yawa saboda idan muka kwatanta abin da muke sayarwa last year an samu bambanci domin shanun da muke saya bare da ya wuce ana sayan shi kamar na 500 yanzu in Allah da zaka same shi 800 850. Karamin sa muna babban sa last year in ka sayi na miliyan 1 za a ce ka sayi babba, amma yanzu sai ka ya kai miliyan 2 miliyan 1.8.
Traders say demand for cattle this December has been considerably lower, with sales down by a large percentage compared to the same period in 2023. While some families and businesses are still purchasing cattle for Christmas celebrations, many are unable to afford the livestock due to the prevailing economic strain. Families, particularly those in lower income brackets, are increasingly turning to smaller portions of meat or alternative sources of protein instead of buying whole cattle.
Over time, purchase has reduced drastically, maybe because of the downtime in the economy. But what people tend to do now is to contribute money together, either in groups or cooperative societies or churches, to buy the cattle in large quantity. It tends to be cheaper for them because even the chickens are no more cheap. A kilo of chicken is over 8,000 naira, where a kilo of cattle is over 6,000 naira.
Despite these difficulties, traders at the Oko-Oba market remain hopeful that sales will pick up as the season progresses. However, with economic uncertainty persisting, it is unclear how the market will perform in the coming weeks. In Lagos, for News Central, I am Bettina Unwili.
The government and people of Jigawa State were thrown into mourning mood on Christmas Day following the death of Governor Umar Namdi's mother, Mariam Namadi Umar. The governor, who was out of the country at the moment, made the announcement earlier in the day. In a statement released by the governor's chief press secretary, Hamisu Gumel, it was confirmed that Mariam Namadi Umar passed away in the early hours of Wednesday. Governor Namadi conveyed his grief and expressed heartfelt appreciation for the condolences from across the state and beyond. The burial rites take place in her hometown of Kafin Hausa in accordance with Islamic traditions. Now we take a break. When we come back, Nigerians command 50% transportation discount, call for more awareness. We'll have the details shortly. Join us then. Now, Nigeria's government's interventions for citizens offering a 50% reduction in road transportation fares has continued to receive commendations from those that have benefited from the scheme as they call for more awareness. Now, they say the scheme, which runs from December 24th to January 5th from the Eagle Square car park in Abuja to several other destinations, will ease the suffering of travelers. News Central's television crew visited the Eagle Square car park to assess the scheme. And our correspondent, Idong Joseph, has more on this story.
It's Christmas Day in Abuja. However, some still intend to make the long journey back to their families. The government's initiative to reduce road transportation fares by 50% is in the spotlight, as several residents of Abuja are hoping to take advantage of the scheme.
What we heard from other bus brands or companies were like 57 to 70. So when I came here and I met 12,500, I was surprised.
Here we are paying 12,500 to Enugu. Though I'm actually going to Akwa Ibom anyway, but I think paying to that point, then from there to where I'm going to, won't be so expensive.
We are paying 13,000 for each passenger from Abuja to Damaturu. So now the government have reduced the distance. They have put the distance. They have decreased the price for us. They have made it to be 7.5 now.
With a rush of passengers, the transporters, they always increase price of their transport. But with government intervention, like I came to confirm yesterday, and what we are paying now is okay.
While many find the pricing to be fair, some travelers heading to closer destinations said the costs remain high, despite the discounted fares.
And I was in the park yesterday, Plateau Riders, and they were telling me the price is 12,000 from Abuja to Jos. I came here this morning only to be told that the transport is from Abuja to Jos. They said it's 20,000, so government slashed it, so we are paying 10,000, which is not fair.
Coming here, I heard it was 15,000, which I feel is still on the high side. It could have still been, subsidized, considering that it's a government aided. But as against 15,000, we are paying 7.5. So.
Also observed was the low patronage of the terminal, as some of the vehicles and buses were not filled before takeoff.
I get to hear about it yesterday, and it was a passenger in a vehicle I boarded that shared information with me. So if I didn't board that vehicle, I wouldn't have known about it.
People are not aware. I expect that this place should be at least full to the brim.
There is a breakdown of our communications, and some people have already started hearing the information. If you look at today and yesterday, there's different. A lot of people now are coming, and they're very happy.
The low turnout on the second day underscores the need for more awareness creation of the scheme so that citizens can truly benefit. In Abuja for News Central, I am Idong Joseph.
Nigeria's federal government has commenced efforts aimed at combating sharp practices by unlicensed fire extinguisher maintenance operators, which continues to pose a major obstacle to the maintenance of safety within the nation's transportation sector. This was during a training of 1,500 certified fire extinguisher servicing vendors in the nation's capital, Abuja. Organized by the Ministry of Interior and the Heavy Duty Truck Owners, Marketers and Suppliers Association, organizers of the training say critical issues relating to the failure of fire extinguishers during emergencies will be addressed.
Today's successful meeting, we have seen that, to start with, the unions are bringing in about 1,523 youths from the 774 local governments to be trained, to be empowered, to be fire extinguisher servicing vendors, so that they can be gainfully employed, and that will also help in solving those major problems caused by those illegal and faceless individuals who service fire extinguisher with cassava and who impersonate those that originally import the extinguisher and render them not having good business.
In collaboration, there's going to be collaborating working community with road safety, with VIO, with civil defense, with the DSS and other security organizations at the point of training, as well as rearrangement. Like I said, it will provide for revenue generation, it will assist the national security architecture, and then as well as provide job opportunities for our teaming youth. And this will go across the 774 local governments of Nigeria. We will have
Efforts of President Bola Tinubu's administration in tackling insecurity have seen some positive developments, particularly in the northeastern part of Nigeria, ravaged by terrorism for many years. The government's focus on clearing remnants of insurgent groups has led to the surrender of thousands and resettlement of displaced communities. However, data from SBM intelligence paints a grim picture of overall security in the country, as more than 7,000 people lost their lives in violent attacks, with close to 300 security personnel among the fatalities. Over 2 trillion naira was paid to victims of kidnapping incidents, according to the National Bureau of Statistics, from May 2023 to April 2024. Now, News Central's Umaru Kirawa assesses these realities in security management.
Historic day for these families as they smile into new homes after 10 years of displacement and depending on handouts at IDP's camp.
Dulinde kam tulur namnyana chawam banande kindaye bana kindaye pendena ngo kumbu pendena alhamdulillah.
Nelefa isna da ibarin ne gante ne ande akozin muko indin kalkallo gozna alhamdulillah shira askirnyana.
While the northeast Nigeria has shown signs of stabilization, with thousands of insurgents surrendering, abducted persons rescued, so many communities are yet to be resettled. The northwest of Nigeria remains a hotbed of security situations, with frequent attacks on both civilians and security forces.
Generally, nobody feels secure and safe in this country. Recently, the military came out to say that they have discovered a new terrorist group, Lakurawa. But the reality of the situation is that they have been there for a very long time. I think there is a challenge in terms of how intelligence is gathered, interpreted, and shared to engineer action.
Efforts by the multinational Joint Task Force in the Lake Chad has led to increased access to farmlands and businesses, but the threat to withdraw from the MNJTF by Chad due to the murder of its troops by insurgents raises a lot of questions.
The military operational crackdown that was launched by the Chadian government against some insurgents in the Lake Chad region of the Chadian part, and we learned that a lot of insurgents are crossing over to Nigerian territory, and they've been attacking some sub-target and some military facilities in some part of Borno and Yobe state. So other than that, generally speaking, Borno and Northeast in general has witnessed relative peace.
Quite a number of them have surrendered. Definitely, you know, some of them will not want to surrender. So Operation Lake Sanity 2 is for those that have refused to heed to the call. That's where we are using the kinetic means. So we are using other strategies apart from the kinetic. We have also constructed over 95 community projects, quick impact projects in the 4 countries.
What we have seen before, inshallah, will not see it in the future, because our security are doing well, and the journey so far, our civilian JTF, our people, they are even on self-defensive now, because most of them, they have their cutlasses, sticks, and what have you at home. So once they say Boko Haram is around, they will just come out and attack Boko Haram.
1st to 10th of August 2024 witnessed a nationwide aid bad governance protest on the cost of food and the rise of fuel price due to fuel subsidy removal that led to tension, chaos, and unfortunately, some Nigerians paid the supreme price.
The year under review, that is 2024, has been a very critical moment for Nigerians in terms of socio-economic situations. People have been battling with inflation for food to eat, for livelihood. So these are some of the pull factors that lead to insecurity.
We have to do something about the Nigeria police force, improve the quality in the Nigeria police force.
Statistics from SBM intelligence reveals that more than 7,000 people lost their lives in violent attacks, with close to 300 security personnel among the fatalities.
The recent attacks to officers and men carried out by Boko Haram members will not deter us from our resettlement drive.
Sensationist activities in the southeast, where sit at home are being enforced, and the Okwama saga in Delta State of South Nigeria, where 17 soldiers were ambushed and murdered on March 14, 2024, and subsequent ransack of the riverine community, remains unforgettable.
8th of May 2024, the military have withdrawn from Okwama. With this development, the people of Okwama can now safely return to their homes and begin the process of reintegration and rebuilding their homes.
We have reappraised our strategies. We're going to bring in more impetus into our operations, bring in more platforms to support the soldiers so that they can do their work well.
As Nigerian authorities grapples with security challenges, the Army headquarters says it has successfully arrested over 11,000 and exterminated about 8,000 terrorists and rescued 600 kidnapped persons in the year 2024. But experts say much really needs to be done to address some of the security challenges in the country. From my Malari military cantonment in Maiduguri for News Central, Umaru Kirawa.
As the festive spirit is in the air, many gather to celebrate one of the most significant events in Christian calendar, the birth of Jesus Christ. At the Lord's favorite ministry in Johannesburg, South Africa, congregants came together for their annual Christmas church service and worship. Bongani Sisiba has more.
As the spirit of joy and togetherness resonate within the walls of churches around the world, here at the Lord's Favorite Ministries, faithful voices unite in song, celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ, the embodiment of love and hope.
It's good to be excited. It is good to be happy. Are you hearing me? Get yourself a Christmas hat. You know, let something represent, let something say Christmas.
It's a magical Christmas, and these hearts are filled with joy as Christians around the world gather to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ.
Christmas is an epitome of love and giving. Christmas is a transition from being forgotten to be remembered.
It's a gathering to serve and honor and celebrate Jesus. That's why it's called Christmas. So it's just a time to celebrate Jesus and honor him.
In every note they sing, it's a reminder of hope and love that this season brings. It's not just to celebrate birth, but the promise of peace and goodwill to all mankind. This play depicting his birth unfolds, bringing to life the nativity scene that has inspired generations. But what does Christmas mean to many?
So Christmas is about being kind, being good to your community, your friends, by showing them love, by sharing with them, giving to the need.
So this is that season where we will demonstrate the acts of love that God in us and God in man. And the Bible says that in this season, God actually reconciled with sinners. So Christmas means love, it means reconciliation.
For many, the celebrations continue beyond church. Here, Christmas Village invites each and everyone to soak in the festive spirit, filled with laughter, joy, and a sense of community. The spirit of season is alive in every corner. People admire decorations, glittering garlands, twinkling lights, and magnificent Christmas trees.
I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. We wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. We wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart.
As Christians embrace the joy of the season, they remember the essence of the Christmas: love, hope, and togetherness. From the carols sung in reverence to the laughter ringing through the chorals, Christmas brings everyone closer together. And from me, Bongani Siziba, in Johannesburg, it's a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year ahead.
Opposition party Podemos has rejected the outcome of Mozambique's October 9 presidential election following its confirmation by the country's highest court. The court upheld the victory of the ruling Frelimo party, which has been in power since 1975, a decision that has already sparked weeks of unrest. Speaking at a press conference, Frelimo's party president Albino Faquilha stated firmly that the party neither recognizes nor accepts the election results validated by the Functional Council. Faquilha's declaration comes amid reports from several international observer missions which flagged irregularities during the electoral process, raising questions about the credibility of the vote.
O Partido Podemos não reconhece e nem aceita em absoluto os resultados eleitorais validados e proclamados pelo Conselho Nacional. Consideramos como razão de fundo para a não aceitação dos mesmos resultados a falta de transparência, a integridade, profissionalismo, responsabilidade dos órgãos de gestão da administração eleitoral, em última instância, o Conselho Constitucional. O Conselho Constitucional fechou olhos perante esta verdade porque a Frelimo sairia a perder. De hora em diante, o Podemos, em nome da justiça e da pátria, pertença genuína dos moçambicanos e ainda o seu conceito de ator político sério vai continuar a sua luta ao lado deste povo oprimido, discriminado, perseguido, empobrecido e assassinado através de meios políticos, diplomáticos e judiciais, este último usando canais nacionais e internacionais possíveis contra os infratores.
Now, in his Christmas address, King Charles III has thanked selfless doctors and nurses for their support during a challenging year. The monarch, who is undergoing cancer treatment, expressed heartfelt gratitude to medical staff for their care and comfort. He also acknowledged the kind words of sympathy from the public. King Charles reflected on global conflicts, the UK's response to far-right riots, and the importance of community and peace. This year marked the monarch's first Christmas message since becoming king in 2022, following the death of his mother, Queen Elizabeth II. German President Frank-Walter Steinmeier has delivered a message of unity and resilience.
On this Christmas Day, we cannot help but think of those for whom the devastating effects of conflict in the Middle East, in Central Europe, in Africa, and elsewhere pose a daily threat to so many people's lives and livelihoods. We also think of the humanitarian organizations working tirelessly to bring vital relief. All of us go through some form of suffering at some stage in our life, be it mental or physical. The degree to which we help one another and draw support from each other, be we people of faith or of none, is a measure of our civilization as nations. This is what continually impresses me as my family and I meet with and listen to those who dedicate their lives to helping others. I am speaking to you today from the chapel of the former Middlesex Hospital in London, now itself a vibrant community space, and thinking especially of the many thousands of professionals and volunteers here in the United Kingdom and across the Commonwealth who, with their skills and out of the goodness of their heart, care for others, often at some cost to themselves. From a personal point of view, I offer special heartfelt thanks to the selfless doctors and nurses who this year have supported me and other members of my family through the uncertainties and anxieties of illness and have helped provide the strength, care, and comfort we have needed.
German President Frank-Walter Steinmeier has delivered a message of unity and resilience in the face of extremism following a deadly car ramming attack in Magdeburg. In his traditional Christmas address, Steinmeier urged Germans not to let extremists drive them apart. Steinmeier's call to action comes as the country mourns the victims of the recent attack and serves as a reminder of the importance of solidarity in the face of adversity.
Weihnachten wünschen wir uns gegenseitig in diesen Tagen, aber über diesem Weihnachtsfest liegt auch ein dunkler Schatten. Trauer, Schmerz, Entsetzen, Fassungslosigkeit über das, was wenige Tage vor Weihnachten in Magdeburg geschehen ist. Liebe Angehörige, die Sie einen lieben Menschen verloren haben, ich weiß, in den vielen gut gemeinten Worten, die an Sie gerichtet werden, können Sie keinen Trost finden. Aber ich möchte Ihnen heute sagen, Sie sind mit Ihrem Schmerz nicht allein. Die Menschen überall in unserem Land fühlen und trauern mit Ihnen. Hass und Gewalt dürfen nicht das letzte Wort haben. Lassen wir uns nicht auseinandertreiben. Stehen wir zusammen. Zusammenhalt.
Business now. The EIU's Financial Service Outlook 2025 predicts a worldwide transition towards more accommodative monetary policies as central banks start to lower interest rates following a phase of significant rate increases aimed at controlling inflation. Although the speed of these reductions may differ by region, the general trend will be a decrease in borrowing costs, affecting both financial markets and the wider economy. Oladipo Ajay, head of fixed income and forex at Chapel Hill, Denham, shared his insight on this topic on Business Edge.
2025, just like what the EU has mentioned, is more like a year of easing. And maybe that's one of the reasons why our own budget is also titled the Budget of Restoration. Because globally, we're expected to see more like ease across board. Simply means that the impact of the elevated interest rates, the impact that has created on the global economy will actually ease down more in the year 2025. So it simply means that people that are actually exposed to mortgage loans, they can now actually refinance at a lower interest rate, and also means that the cost of borrowing to come in 25. So basically, what this will mean is that it's an environment.
Now the Nigerian Premier Football League has rescheduled the Matchday 19 clash between Rivers United and Plateau United, initially set for Sunday, December 29th. The match will now take place on Monday, December 30 at 4 p.m. The game will be held at the Adokiye Amiesimaka Stadium, in Rivers State. Also, the clash between Eimba FC and Bendel Insurance has been shifted to 31st December 2024 at 4:30 p.m. Relegation-threatened Valencia have appointed Carlos Corberan as their new manager after prizing him from English second-tier side West Bromwich Albion, the clubs announced on Wednesday. The fallen Spanish Giants exercised a buyout clause in his contract to bring him to Matsela on a deal lasting until 2027, days after sacking coach Ruben Baraja. Now, Corberan, a former Valencia youth goalkeeper, guided West Brom to the championship playoffs last season. He spent just over 2 years at the club, which expressed the gratitude and best wishes. The 41-year-old has also coached Huddersfield Town and also Greek giants Olympiacos, as well as assisting Marcelo Bielsa and also Leeds United. He faces a daunting challenge to save Valencia from the drop. The six-time Spanish champion has not played outside the top flight since 1986-87 season, but sits 19th in the La Liga, 4 points from safety with just 12 points from 17 matches. And Beatrice Chebet will aim to impress a New Year's Eve in Barcelona, where she will defend her title at the Costa del Nasos. The double Olympic champion set a world record of 14 minutes, 13 seconds at last year's event and will attempt to break her own record this year. Chebet previously shattered Ethiopia's Sebere Taferi's 14 minutes, 29 seconds record from 2021. However, Chebet faces tough competition from Ethiopia's rising stars, including world under-20 5,000-meter champion Medina Issa and African Games bronze medalist Melknat Wudu. Chebet enters the race in top form, having claimed multiple victories this season, including World 500-meter and 10,000-meter titles. The men's race will feature Spanish 5K record holder Thierry Mdikumenayo, aiming for a world best. And that's all this hour, but before we go, let's take a look at some of the stories we brought your way. Fighter jet has targeted two communities mistakenly in Sokoto State as it targets the Lukarawas. Christians all over the world are celebrating the birth of Christ. And we also told you that another opposition in Mozambique has rejected presidential election results. Now, do remember you can watch News Central live on DSTV channel 422, Star Times channel 274, Able TV, and of course on YouTube. Many thanks for watching. My name is Mazino Appeal.